Today on the channel, like a young Sammy Hagar, I want red, and I got it with Boss Fight Studios, Fraggle Rock Red, and Flange Doozer.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to The Rock. Fraggle Rock, that is today on the channel. We're unboxing Red and the Flange Doozer from Boss Fight Studios. But for all your Fraggle Rock needs and a whole lot more, make sure you hit up jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15%. Yes, 15%, but in a plot twist, I saved 25% as they had a big sale over Memorial Day weekend. I've been looking at these for quite some time, and it got me at a weak moment on a late Friday night. I was a little hungry, and I think it just all kind of came together where I ended up walking out with Series 1 of Fraggle Rock, and then I did get Series 2 as well. You know how my brain works. Got to be a completist there. And people are already joking. This is coming soon to a so hard to say goodbye in the future. I guess you never know. You never know how the cookie may crumble with that. But I do know I enjoyed Fraggle Rock as a little kid. And I'm a kid that didn't like puppet shows. I didn't really like any of that Henson stuff. I enjoyed some Muppet Babies once upon a time, but that was a cartoon. But I did enjoy Fraggle Rock. Did not like Sesame Street, as I've told before. But Fraggle Rock, I believe, was on HBO when I was a kid. And I used to watch the Fraggle Rock. I like to see him play. I like to see what was going on with the old Fraggle Rock gang. Loved Sprocket. That was probably my favorite character. The, of course, Big Dog. And we will be unboxing Sprocket on the channel. We got a whole lot of Fraggle Rock unboxings to do. So we'll see how well these do. I don't know if anybody that watches this channel is looking for Fraggle Rock reviews, but man, here it is. Here it is. We're getting it done. And of course, we're going to get it done like we always get it done. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And one of the key Fraggles to me was always Red. She was always the first one I noticed, always the most memorable Fraggle, maybe Wembley too. Goober, we could go on and on, but Red, a distinct Fraggle if there ever was one. And just a joy was, of course, Red once upon a time. And still now is Fraggle Rock apparently is back again, Back to the Rock. So this isn't the OG, but it works as the OG because I've never seen Back to the Rock. But I am here for this Fraggle Rock figures. Never thought I'd be here for them, but here we are today. Let's look at the packaging here. We've had a lot of boss fight stuff on the channel, though. Popeye figures, wrestling figures. It goes on and on. But we got Fraggle Rock right here. Jim Henson's Fraggle Rock, Back to the Rock. There's old Red in the package. Got the window box in case you ever need to autograph at a con or something. She's probably working the table circuit these days. Based on the all-new hit series, collectible figure. 8 and up, you 7-year-olds, you can't handle Red, that's for sure. Red over here rocking out with some maracas, just ready to rock and roll, strut and stroll. Got a little cross-sell on the side. We'll be unboxing all of them eventually on the channel, so stay tuned for that. BossFightShop.com. Even a little bit of blurb for Red. Let's see what it says about Red. Red is a song by Sammy Hagar in the 70s. Nope, that's not true. Red Fraggle loves swimming and sports. She's always up for a race, diving competition, or a game of rock hockey. Sometimes her competitive nature can get her into trouble, but she has a giant heart and cares deeply for her friends, including her best friend, Moki. She likes doing just about everything with them, everything, of course, except listening to another postcard from Gobo's Uncle Traveling Matt. And I'm kind of the Uncle Traveling Matt of the bunch, I think is what I am. You do get some nice accessories with this one here, different outfits, things like that. And of course, got tape on the side. I got a free old Red, of course. But let's get her out of the package here. Holy cow, we got a lot going on here. Behind the back, see you later. We don't see that very often. But look at this. Is this the definition of a baggie right here? Unbelievable. Look at all this stuff in here. It's a big bag full of many more bags. Unbelievable. What are we doing here? We're all in on the bag department is what we're doing here. Plastic prison as well for old Red. I like that she's in like one of these crate containers. It kind of reminds you of obviously something you put like plants in or even like recycling, but it also feels like they're underground like the Fraggles, of course. So interesting packaging scheme design on this one here. A lot going on. 2 big heavy twist ties here. Off to the side. See you later. Goodbye. Red Fraggle out of the package. And then we got this and it's going to go see you later. goodbye. All right, we're going to dive into this. I don't think I'm going to open this stuff. Well, I'll open one at least, see what it's like. See you later, goodbye. We're going to start with the accessories first, as we usually do. But we do got maracas here. Unfortunately, not real working maracas. Everybody loves maracas. I love my wife's maracas a whole lot. Check those out on the Kyle Peterson Show, of course. Playing those maracas each and every week. But get the little maraca action here. Fits, seems like maracas. You got two of them. Makes all the sense there. Now, we do got extra heads. We do got a magnifying glass, and we do got a little hat action here. Of course, everybody loves a little hat from time to time. Have to unbox all these baggies. I mean, I appreciate Boss Fight going all in on this stuff, really doubling down on the baggies. And it's nice because I always like to store my accessories in baggies. What I do is always get a little piece of tape, write on the piece of tape, put it on here, then I know what was in this baggie. So I do appreciate this, and I can use these baggies with other toy lines as well. So it all works out with me, saves me some money. Got to get a deal out there. We know how that goes. But we're going to continue on with these accessories for Red. We do get two hands out of the package, a little bit of finger pointing hands going on, gripping hands out of the package. Of course, my Red, she's going to be gripping it and ripping it, that's for sure. Diving into some other stuff here, we get that big magnifying glass. I was going to say, is an actual working magnifying glass. No, it's not. Or is it? No, it's not. I was hoping it was. Like, I could use this around the house. Who knows? But it is a magnifying glass. Of course, you're a super sleuth. You're a spy. You're checking into stuff. Or you got bad eyes. You need a magnifying glass. We do have that. We do get the hat here. Nice that you can pull, of course, the braids out, the pom-poms out, stick through here, and she can wear the hat if you want to. Different looks. You hardcore Fraggle fans, you might need multiple Reds to display each version here. But now we're diving into Red, and we're going to see what's going on with her. Looking pretty good here. Got those big pom-pom-like hairdos up there at the top. Looking very nice. Almost reminds me of those French fry characters from McDonald's back in the day, the Hamburglar and all that whole gang, Grimace and all those. Can we get figures of those? I'd be in for that as well. But she just got the big pom-poms here, almost looking like the French fries and stuff, but looking good. Got the pink bows going on. Two big old happy eyes. Got a little scuffage on her nose, unfortunately. Maybe some acetone could get that off. We'll have to see what happens. Two big old googly eyes up top, and then a very Kermit the Frog-like face and mouth. Obviously, Jim Henson Creations makes sense. Borrow with kindness, of course. Got to get the most out of your puppet molds. We know how that goes as well. Red got a little tongue inside there, looking good. Yellow, of course, skin tone color on her. She does got her dress going on. Got a big red dress, looking interesting here. And then you go down to the bottom here, and she's just all fur down here. No pants on, just rocking the fur. And I guess you grow that fur out enough, you don't got to wear pants, of course. But looking interesting. It's an interesting, bold Fraggle choice, if you ask me. She does have her whistle. Of course, you're playing sports. You got to have somebody with a whistle. You got to have a referee. You got to have something going on. Do have that going there if need be. Now, she does have a second head here, too. Looks like she got hit in the head with a soccer ball. She got some balls in her face. Who knows what happened because her eyes are all over the place like she's been knocked out. You can swap the hair pieces between the two heads, so it gives you a little extra customizability here. But all day long, I'm going to be using the regular head. This one's too goofy. This is cool for like a glamour shot or something. But if you're displaying this on a shelf, this is going to be the way to go right there. Looking interesting, though, for sure. Two different hairdos as well, as I did mention. Now, diving into here, she is a bear down below, of course, all yellow. Got the big toes sticking out there, looking good. Bare legs, looking like a Fraggle. Now, she does got some articulation on her hairy tail here. You do get the back and forth, the side to side. We got the hairy tail, and it looks like the carpet matches the drapes on this one as well. Now, articulation, head, back, forth, side to side. Head removable. These are removable as well. I always want to call them the pom-poms. They are removable. Switch back and forth between the head, as I did say. She does got a little collar piece up here. It's all about those turtlenecks lately here on the channel. That piece is removable as well. Moves around with the head. Now, the arms do go all the way around. Gets in the way there. There we go. Move it around there. Single jointed elbow, side to side at the elbow, up and down. Hands removable, back, forth, side to side, of course. Waist articulation, yep. Kind of reminds you of like Orko. She's got kind of the same dress Orko wears. Legs go up right there. Single jointed knee, side to side at the knee. Ankles, not really much to write home about, side to side. Very tight up and down, though. You can see the hinge in the back. However, not moving for me. Gonna have to heat it up. There we go. Just had to power through it there. So you do get articulation on her there. So Red looking pretty good, all things considered. It looks like Red from Fraggle Rock. And she also fits, does she? Oh, she's got to work that hole a little bit, but we can get her in there. I think a little bit of work, we can get her on here. It is a Mattel ringside collectible stand, of course. for one red Fraggle right here. Come on. There we go. We're down to Fraggle Rock with Red, one of the key characters to Fraggle Rock, a must-have. If you're completing the Fraggle Rock team, whatever you want to call it, Red is a big one. Got to have her in the collection. But now we turn our attention over to the Doozer, the Flange Doozer. I would say it's a more of an ancillary character. Of course, they're working, pulling the radishes out there, doing all that kind of stuff for us, for the Fraggles more likely. But I could see people passing on this one as it isn't a key core character, but it is. They're in the opening. They're in every episode, so it's an interesting one. But a smaller figure here, looking good, collectible figure, 8 and up on this one here. Of course, don't put it in your mouth. A little cross-sell on the side, of course, some more Fraggles to collect. Flange Doozer on the side. I was going to call him Doozer, but I think it is Doozer officially. Each sold separately, as we know. A little bit of a blur back there, a couple of glamour shots. Let's see what it says here. Flange Doozer is a resourceful and capable worker, the husband of Wingnut and the father of Cotterpin. When faced with a radish famine, he played an important role in bringing the Fraggles, Doozers, and Gorgs together to realize how interconnected they all are. And I don't know about you guys, I love a good radish. Now, when I was a kid, my grandparents lived out in the country, farming country, you could say. They didn't live on a farm or anything, but they had a huge acreage, I guess we'll call it. And my grandma and grandpa had a massive garden, and there was radishes and green beans and watermelon, strawberry. They were growing corn, all kinds of stuff out there. And I remember as a kid, they'd go, it'd be lunchtime. Those country lunches, you'd hear that noon whistle, and it was time to eat lunch. You'd come in from playing outside. My grandpa had a cool fort they bought. It was a fun time, a fun childhood out there. But they would go to the garden and say, okay, what are we going to pull to eat? And it would be carrots or cucumbers or whatever it may be. But my grandpa was very partial to radishes, and I was eating radishes as a little kid. I was eating beets, and I had no idea that a lot of people hated that stuff. But I loved a good radish from time to time. And then when I saw the Fraggles loved a radish, I was all in. I said, man, this is me and the Fraggles hanging out, eating some radishes. I remember thinking radishes were kind of spicy as a kid. I enjoyed them, and it feels like a forgotten vegetable. Not a lot of people eating radishes all these years later. I'll dive in. I'll dive into a radish here and there. Be interested to hear if you're in for a radish. Most are not. Most are not. See you later up high. Oh my gosh, off the screen. Watch out. Fraggle Rock style, of course. Do got a little baggie once again. Got a little Doozer in here, and of course he's locked down. These guys all locked down. You got to lock these Fraggles down because, let's be honest, these Fraggles are dangerous. They are, and I guess he isn't even a Fraggle. He's not even a Fraggle, but he's still dangerous. He's a Doozer. He's a Doozer donor. We're going to get him out of the package to the garbage. See you later, goodbye. See you later, goodbye once again. He does come with some accessories here. We got a hammer. We got a little newspaper. We got a little radio action. We got a little wrench in here. Another hammer. So he's got a lot of different tools of the trade, of course, as he's working on the radishes and stuff. All in a nice little baggie here. Just got to be careful. You don't want to lose this stuff. We know how that goes, of course. But of course, we're going to dive into the figure. Not a lot here. This is a very small little figure, of course. Now, he does got his helmet. Got the working man's helmet there. Got to have that hard hat. I do like the handle on the top so he can carry that around if he needs to. Fill it with radishes if he needs to as well. Got those crazy ears coming out there, almost like, I don't know, almost look like little, I don't know, antennas almost? Kind of. He's got a little bit of red hair there. He's got a big red nose, a mustache. He kind of looks like Mr. Pringle. Of course, from the Pringle can, we all know Mr. Pringle. Been talking about a lot of Pringles on The Kyle Peterson Show. Cheap plug for The Kyle Peterson Show podcast, wherever podcasts are found, videocast on YouTube. My wife and I, each week, we try a new food, and we've tried some new Pringles lately. And this guy, maybe I got Pringles on the mind, I don't know, but he looks like the Pringles guy. Now, this guy, very interesting, and you can never look at these Fraggles and Fraggle characters ever the same. It's just, can you imagine just showing up to work? I'm going to put my gloves on. I'm going to put my boots on. Got to put the vest on. Better bring the hard hat, but no shirt, no pants, no problem. No problem. Just free balling out there, working on the radishes. Just absolutely wild. It's a wild thing right here. He's got a big utility vest over the top, got a calculator sculpted in, a little lasso. You never know what he might need to be doing, but just wild, especially in this position. He's just like, hey, I'm here. Somebody grab a radish. And those aren't radishes. I can just see it. But an interesting turn of events out of this character here. Now his head back and forth, side to side. Arms, what do we got going on here? All the way around. No elbow articulation, anything like that. We do got hand articulation at the wrist. Looking good. No waist, nope, no waist, no nothing. Legs do go up a little bit, no knees, nothing like that, no ankles. A little bit almost like a statue. Almost really should be an accessory piece. We do have a 2-pack of these. We will unbox on the channel. Really feel like they should have waited and put all of them together in like a 4-pack, 5-pack, whatever they could have done. Make that as one, because it feels weird just buying this one. Maybe that's just me personally. I don't know. These figures aren't as cheap as we would like them to be either. I should mention that. They are fairly expensive for what you do get, I feel, but it goes down to, it is Boss Fight Studios. This isn't Mattel. This isn't NECA. This isn't Hasbro. So they don't have quite the money arm. They don't have all that. Obviously, they had to make a pretty good amount of these to be a production run. And let's be honest, Fraggle Rock doesn't set the world on fire like NECA Sesame Street will. I think that's just a fair assumption. But you know what happens when you assume, Todd McFarlane? You told me that once upon a time. But does feel a little bit expensive, and I think that has turned a lot of people off buying this set and collecting the Fraggle Rock figures. But man, if you're all in on Fraggle Rock, you don't get a lot of merchandise, so you're probably going to be jumping in on stuff like this. For me, 25% off. I couldn't help but resist my childhood Fraggle Rock days. Figured I'd pick these up, have a little ancillary shelf, maybe put some Sesame Street guys in there. It'll be a bottom shelf. It's not going to be a top shelf. It'll be towards the bottom, but it'll be a shelf in the collection, I do think. So an interesting one as we venture down for the first time, but not the last time, into Fraggle Rock. But what are your thoughts on these two? Pickups, passes? Were you a Fraggle Rock kid? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down low. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day, and then some. We get even more content for you, of course, over there on Patreon. Patreon, the best way to support this YouTube channel and all the content it does bring. You can also sign up for channel memberships now. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and of course, TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. My brand new podcast each and every single Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found. Who knows? Maybe we'll talk some Fraggle Rock one of these days over there. So for a little Flange Doozer and Red, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?